Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Charlie. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to make my delicious steak and cheese burritos. Now, all this consists of is beef chuck steak that has been seasoned, marinated, and from there it is smothered in a rich and flavorful beef gravy until it's tender. From there, the filling is added into a flour tortilla along with 2 different types of cheeses, and from there it is rolled and placed into a baking pan and baked in the oven. It's just that simple. This recipe makes about 4 large burritos. It's absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all what you need to make your homemade smothered beef and cheese burritos. Let's get started with our ingredients. You need 1 1/2 pounds of beef chuck steaks, and along with that you'll need some flour tortillas, about 9 to 10 inches in diameter will do. And along with that you'll need some all-purpose flour, vegetable or canola oil, better than bouillon beef base, 8 ounces of pepper jack cheese, 8 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese, day-old cooked long grain rice, and for your seasonings you'll need 1 yellow onion, green bell pepper, 1 green chili pepper, garlic, and for your additional seasoning, you will need some salt, black pepper, Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Now, if you don't have this, you can use the Zatarain's Creole seasoning or the Sapper Mama Cajun seasoning. And you will also need some Chef Paul Prudhomme's Meat Magic. And for your tools, you will need a cheese shredder and a regular standard 9 by 13 inch glass or metal pan. And there we have it. Alright, let's get straight to it. We're going to get started by chopping half of a yellow onion, rinse 1 green bell pepper, and 1 green chili pepper off with cold water. Make sure you remove the core out of the center of your green bell pepper before you chop it. Chop half of a green bell pepper. Alright, here we have our green chili pepper. We're going to take a knife and cut the stem off. From there, we're going to cut the green chili pepper in half, going down the length. Remove any seeds from the inside of the green chili pepper. Chop half of a green chili pepper. Here I have 2 cloves of garlic. I've cut them in half. Take a garlic press and press the garlic. And there we go. Here we have our beef chuck steak. Take a knife and cut the beef chuck steak in half. Next, cut the beef chuck steaks into strips. Alright, I placed my beef chuck steak strips into this strainer. Rinse these steak strips off with cold water. Alright, I placed my beef chuck steak strips into this medium-sized bowl. Let's add some seasoning. Add a half a teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper, a half a teaspoon of Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, and a half a teaspoon of Chef Paul Prudhomme's Meat Magic. Take your hands and toss the steak strips to coat them with the seasonings. Cover the bowl with a lid. Let this marinate in your refrigerator for about 2 to 4 hours or overnight. Alright, let's get started with shredding our cheeses. Here we have our cheese shredder. Shred 5 ounces in weight of pepper jack cheese. Alright, that looks good. Here we have our cheese shredder again. Next, you're going to shred 5 ounces in weight of sharp cheddar cheese. Alright, that looks good. Once you're finished shredding your cheeses, place them into your refrigerator. Alright, let's get started with making our beef base. So in this medium-sized bowl, I've added 5 cups of hot water, and to that I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of the better than bouillon beef base right on in there. Take a whisk and stir all the ingredients together until that beef base dissolves into the water. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, let's get started with cooking our beef steak and sauteing our seasonings. So in this large saucepan, I let it get hot for about 1 to 2 minutes. Add 1 tablespoon of salted butter right on in there. Spread the butter around the saucepan. Let the butter melt. Add 2/3 cup of chopped yellow onion and a half a cup of chopped green bell pepper. Stir all your ingredients together. Cover with a lid. Let this saute for 6 minutes, stirring occasionally. Alright, it's been about 6 minutes now, and as you can see, our seasonings are starting to get caramelized. That's exactly what we want. Add 2 cloves of pressed garlic, 1/8 of a cup of chopped green chili pepper, and your beef chuck steak strips. Stir all your ingredients together. Add your beef base, which is 5 cups of course. Give this a quick stir. Cover with a lid. Let this simmer for 1 hour. Alright, it's been about 1 hour now. Give this one last final quick stir. Now you want to take a fork and taste test your steak strips to see if they're tender. Oh yeah, it's tender. Perfect. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Let this cool for 10 minutes. Here I have a fat separator with a mesh strainer on top of it. Add your steak strips along with the stock into the mesh strainer. Stir these steak strips while they're in the mesh strainer so that way the beef stock can drain into the fat separator. Once done, you should have 1 1/3 cups of the beef stock and 1/4 cup of the beef fat from the beef strips. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, let's get started with making our beef gravy. So in this large saucepan, I let it get hot for about 1 to 2 minutes. Add 1 tablespoon of our beef fat. Spread that around the saucepan. Let this get hot for about 30 seconds. Add 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. Take a wooden spatula and stir this continuously for 4 minutes or until the mixture reaches a brown color, like how you see here. Add 1 1/3 cups of beef stock and 1 cup of water. Stir all your ingredients together. Cover with a lid. Let this simmer for 15 minutes, stirring occasionally. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes now. Add your cooked beef strips right on in there. Give this a quick stir. Add 1/3 cup of day-old cooked long grain rice right on in there. Give this a quick stir. And from there, our beef steak filling is now done. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Let this cool for 10 minutes. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, let's get started with toasting our tortillas. So in this large saucepan, I let it get hot for about 1 to 2 minutes. Add the first tortilla right on in there. Let this toast for about 15 to 20 seconds. And from there, remove the tortilla from out of the saucepan. Now we're only toasting one side of the tortilla only. So we have the second one in there. Letting that toast for about 15 to 20 seconds. And once the time is up, remove the tortilla from out of the saucepan. And it's just that simple. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Alright, let's get started with assembling our burritos. So on this plate here we have our tortilla with the side of the tortilla that we toasted is face down on the plate. Add 4 ounces in weight of your beef steak filling onto the middle of the tortilla. You want it more toward the side that you're going to flip the tortilla over the filling on. Next, sprinkle 1 to 2 ounces in weight of your shredded sharp cheddar cheese on top of the beef steak filling, and 1 to 2 ounces in weight of the shredded pepper jack cheese. To fold the burrito, bring the sides of the tortilla toward the center. From there, take one end of the tortilla and fold it directly over the filling toward the other side. And from there, take the end of the tortilla, the one that you brought over the filling, and tuck it under the filling with your fingers. Fold the sides inward toward the center, and from there, roll the rest of the tortilla. And there we have it, a perfectly wrapped burrito. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 375 degrees. Take your burritos and add them into your baking pan. Now they are ready to be baked. Place this into a preheated 375 degree oven on the middle rack. Bake this for 20 minutes. Alright, it's been about 20 minutes now for our burritos. Let's go ahead and remove this out of the oven. Let this cool for about 5 to 10 minutes before serving. And you can also serve these the very next day so that way the flavors can settle and increase overnight. Here is the final presentation. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Homemade beef and cheese burritos, made by a New Orleans native. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. I have an official website for all of my recipes, including this one. Go to www.charliethecookandrews.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned as Charlie's Taste Test is coming up next. Can't wait. Now it's time to go ahead and take a bite. Look at that crust. Look at that. Oh yeah. Y'all, this burrito is soft. It has a wonderful beef flavor. And them cheeses and that little hint of seasoning in there. So soft. Literally melts in your mouth. Absolutely delicious. I'm telling y'all, try the recipe. It's a winner. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, have a good one. Peace.